Hello, I'm Osas-Daniel. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you an interesting idea, an interesting insight that I just discovered, and I felt it's something that you need to be aware of. I discovered that people earn money by two ways. Two ways. Now, it is either you are being paid by what you do or you are being paid for who you are. You see, a few weeks ago, I was part of a team part of the surveyor and supervisors that did a project for WHO, the World Health Organization. We actually did a survey on program assessment for performance management and action. And we had to go to the rural area, interior villages in the local government I was posted to conduct the survey. And I've actually done that in about 4 local governments currently in one of the states in Nigeria. And this is what I discovered, the interior villages, places where you will have to be on the bike for sometimes 2 hours. Yes, on a motorbike for about 2 hours just to go and assess those people and get those information for them to be able to assess the program and then make, good management and actions towards enhancing the program. Now, this was what I discovered. It's going to interest you. Now, WHO gave us some funds and they said there are 2 categories you are going to pay. Yeah, it's a very little amount. Okay, let me just say it. They gave us 8,000 naira each. That's 2,000 naira for the 2 categories we are going to pay. 1,000 for each, 1,000 for the other person. Now, they said we should pay the head of every settlement that we go to 1,000 naira. Now, the head was being paid for who he is, not for what he will do. Whether he does anything for us or not, just because he's the head of that settlement, we were asked to give him 1,000 naira. And then the second category of person that we're going to pay is the person who will take us around the settlement and probably help us interpret to the localities, because we don't speak their language, so we will speak in English and then he will interpret to them. So these 2 categories of people were paid. The first is the head of the settlement was paid for who he is, and then the interpreter was paid for what he did for us. And I discovered that is how the entire population live their lives. Some of us, in fact, majority of the people that are poor fall in the categories of those who are being paid for what they do. And very few people who are being paid for who they are actually among the cycles of people that are wealthy. But this is a tweak that I found out in this scenario. Yes, you may start at the point where you are being paid for what you do, but can you become so good so that you are not only being paid for what you do, you are also being paid for who you are? Yes, that's how many people have become wealthy. I want to give some some examples of people that you are familiar with. Look at Okocha, Austin JJ Okocha, a former Nigerian football player. Now, I've discovered that Okocha is the face of Bet King. And Okocha is no longer being paid for what he does. At some point, he was being paid for playing football. But now Okocha is being paid for who he is. He's now a face. And such brand will take him to be the face of their brand. And they are paying him for who he is. Another person is someone like Cristiano Ronaldo. I want to believe that there are several companies, football boots, producing companies, industries that have taken him as their face. And you see, Cristiano Ronaldo is still being paid for what he does as a footballer, but at the same time, he's being paid for who he is. Why? Because he has become so good at what he does that they can now pay him for who he is. Lionel Messi also fall in that category. Do you know that if Elon Musk, for instance, picks up a toothpick produced by a company, do you know that many people will go for that toothpick just because of who Elon Musk has become? The same with Bill Gates, the same with Dangote. If Dangote picks a bottle of drinking water today And then you just discover, oh, that's the bottle of water Dangote is drinking. Do you know that that water will start selling like magic? Why? Because Dangote has become so good at what he is doing that people can now pay him for who he is. And let me tell you, that's actually my goal. I want to become so good at what I do that people not only pay me to be a coach, people not only pay me to speak in their programs, they can pay me for who I am because I have become a face. And when you are being paid for who you are, that's actually when you can start earning premium. You actually will not earn too much when you are being paid for what you do, because there are other people who are also doing that thing. There's competition at that level, and the competition is very high. But when you become so good that you cannot be ignored, they don't only pay you for what you do, they now start paying you for who you are. Can you strive to that point? Can you become so enthusiastic? Can you become so buried at what you are doing to gain an exceptional mastery that people now start paying you for who you are? I was going through one of my mentors, who also a cousin of mine. The face behind Olode and Thread is a fashion house, and for me it's actually one of among the 3 best fashion houses in Africa. He produces native wears for both male and females, and I discovered that on his Instagram page, some of his adverts, his videos, they were done by celebrities like Two-Face, Bovi, and some other Nigerian actors. Why are those people facing for him? It's because those people have become so good at what they are doing that people now pay them for who they are. And because of their face, people want to patronize, people want him to be their fashion designer. I have seen someone like OMD, displaying for him. Come on, these people have become so good at what they do that people now pay them for who they are. You want to be wealthy, you want to earn premium, then strive for mastery. Become so good at what you do so that people can now pay you for who you are. I hope this has communicated value to you. If it has, don't fail to click the like button and also turn on the notification bell when you subscribe if you have not yet subscribed, so you will always get my videos anytime they are uploaded on the channel. That's it from me to you. Do not forget that it is for your success that I'm here, because that's my desire. Always mind your business. That's the business of your mind. Till I come your way again, keep playing big.